Well. World-class veteran video game critic Michael Does Life. Oh, Michael.
Oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup. There's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup. There's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup. Don't be setup. There's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup. Don't be setup. There's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup. Don't be setup. There's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup. Don't be setup. There's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup. Don't be setup. Trailer, there's a mo, it's a piece. Don't be boom boom boom. Bound to break and get your beat. No, don't be boom boom boom. We got to get on the ground. No, don't be boom boom boom. 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 It's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup. There's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup. There's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup. Don't be setup. Oh, it's a setup, it's a setup. Don't be setup. Oh, it's a setup, it's a setup. Don't be setup. Oh, it's a setup, it's a setup. Don't be setup. Oh, it's a setup, it's a setup. Don't be setup. Trailer, there's a mo, it's a piece. Don't be boom boom boom. Bound to break and get your beat. No, don't be boom boom boom. We got to get on the ground. No, don't be boom boom boom. Oh, it's a setup, it's a setup. Don't be boom boom boom. Trailer, there's a mo, it's a piece. Don't be boom boom boom. Bound to break and get your beat. No, don't be boom boom boom. We got to get on the ground. No, don't be boom boom boom. Setup, setup.
Shut the fuck up! Fucker! Move! Ladies and gentlemen, folks at home, we hope you're having a fantastic day in your neck of the woods. We are live with a GTA 6 update, believe it or not. Nothing official, of course, but it is a brand new rumor that has emerged, and we will be discussing that here today. And believe me, so much more. And I got to ask you guys before we really get started, how does it feel to be a part of that infamous Losers Club? Believe me, it must be so incredibly sad. And I'll tell you who's not a part of it. Mike Bobo. Mike Bobo is coming through, and he is popping the cherry before the broadcast began. Let's go ahead and get the lasers out here. As Mike Bobo is coming out, it is certainly a party. Mike Bobo coming out and supporting the show before the broadcast began to try and set the mood, the vibe, the tone, and the atmosphere here today. We need you guys to lock in certainly a way that makes sense because it is gaming season right now. Let's just put it that way. Battlefield 6 is coming right around the corner. Mafia, the Old Country is coming right around the corner. Dying Like the Beast is coming right around the corner. Madden 26 is coming right around the corner. It is game after game after game. And I think all of this is because of this game, Grand Theft Auto 6. They wanted to get ahead of that fall 2025 release window, which of course that's changed to May 26, 2026. But back then, these publishers had to make that decision and they wanted to play it safe rather than sorry. So that's why all of these games are now coming out in August to get ahead of that fall 2025 GTA 6 spot. That obviously isn't the case anymore, but it is what it is. So that's why a lot of these games, August is a massive month. I mean, there's about 6 or 7 games that are coming out in August, and we're going to try and cover as many as possible. And look at this right here. The 111 is coming through. He's coming through in a way that makes sense with the Israeli shekels.
The 111
look at this right here.
Has just tipped 35 Israeli new shekels and 90 agorot through Super Chat. Bought my Pro 3 months ago. I had a feeling. Let's go, Daddy.
Yeah, and I think, Mike Bobo, I think you were the one that said that you were going to get a PlayStation 5 Pro because in June they marked it down $50, and now the rumors are coming out that it is going to be the definitive place to play Grand Theft Auto 6. We predicted that many months ago. And we will be taking a look at this brand new rumor that a lot of people are picking up on. I don't know if I fully believe it, but it is going to be interesting to say the least. The 111 is in the building, and he's supporting the show in a way that makes sense. We're going to go ahead and set the like goal right now, okay? And what that means is that if you guys can go ahead and hit that like button, let's say 120 likes, okay, for the first like goal, we will be gifting out 5 memberships here today. So if you guys can go ahead and tap on that screen, go ahead and share the broadcast, go ahead and like the broadcast, and we get it to 220 likes, we will be gifting out 5 members here today. As the 111 is in the building, and we got a lot to discuss here today, and we even have the PlayStation 5 controller if you guys can handle it, and I'm not going to say any more than that. But we are right here, the 111 in the building, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense. And he says he's got the PlayStation 5 Pro. He's ready to go. He's locked in. And look at this right here. Mike Bobo is coming through the 2-time Tony Hawk combo. Mike Bobo, of course, popped the cherry before the broadcast began. And now he's coming through yet again with the 2-time Tony Hawk combo.
Dating Sim 6. You will be Cal Hampton's wingman at the club and play mini golf.
Ooh.
13 years for this. They can't wait to be Lucia lol.
Yeah, I mean, these people are down bad. They want to play this slop, and it's really just a cancer to society. It's really inviting the devil into the home. If you read the Bible and you look at the mark of the beast, I think this is kind of the devil's way to communicate to a mass audience, and it's a sad situation, really. I think they should cancel this game, but they won't because, there's too many degenerates in society that fight for this, and they say it's a fantastic thing to have in the home, and it's really not. I think the Ouija board would actually be more beneficial to have in the home than Grand Theft Auto 6, but we're not going to get into that discussion further because you guys can't handle it. Nonetheless, Mike Bobo is coming through, and he's coming through with the 2-time Tony Hawk combo, and certainly in a way that makes sense. It's what we love to see, and that's what we're talking about right there. James Figaro is in the building. He's coming through with the 5 as well. Let's keep the train floating here. James Figaro is plowing through here. And certainly in a way that makes sense, and as such, the lasers are coming right out yet again as James Figaro is in the building, and he's now coming through with a $5 super chat. We're getting really things warmed up here, and I'll tell you what, it's getting hot out here. That I know, and that I can certainly tell you. James Figueroa leading the pack right now, the latest to come through with a $5 super chat. Mike Bobo in the lead. And he's coming through tremendously strong, setting the mood, the vibe, the tone of the atmosphere, and popping the cherry before the broadcast began earlier. That's what we love to see. We have an update on Grand Theft Auto 6 today. It's not an official update, but nonetheless, and the 111, of course, coming through as well. We have an update on Grand Theft Auto 6 here today, and we're going to be discussing this. And we brought the AI with us as well to really see if there's any... Well, to really break this down and discuss it further, if that makes any sense, because we can't discuss it with fake gamers that surround this channel because they have no clue what game we're even talking about, you know what I mean? So that's why we brought the assistant. We brought the AI assistant, and she's going to talk, and we're going to see what she has to say, and it's going to be interesting, I tell you that. So we're going to wait for more people to pile in. I've deployed notifications. If you guys can deploy notifications and get people in here and start sharing the broadcast and hitting the like button, that would be much appreciated because, we should have way more viewers in here. I mean, we have an update on Grand Theft Auto 6. Every time I have brand new things, you guys can't be bothered to tune in. And like I said, August is a massive month. There's about 6 or 7 games that are coming out in August. I'm not sure if we're going to cover all of the games, but there's a lot of games coming out in August. We will be taking a look at the biggest ones in August, more than likely. And we're going to need you to start tuning in for that as well. So there's just a lot happening. Battlefield 6 is right around the corner, folks, from what I can understand and what I can see. Battlefield 6 is right around the corner. Darius in the building coming through with the 1-month membership. That's what we're talking about. But Battlefield 6 is coming very soon, so we will be probably covering that as well. I think that's right around the corner. The open beta is rumored to launch in early August, so we will be taking a look at that, and we will be having strong opinions on Battlefield 6 because I had strong opinions on Battlefield 2042, and we were arguing with the Battlefield fanboys, and they're weirdos too. Believe me, they're weirdos. They were crying about a server browser not being in Battlefield 2042 as if that's really the most important thing to really, you know what I mean? It's just like, where are your priorities? Like, gameplay is the most important, having fun. And the gameplay loop, the gameplay experience, that's the most important thing. If the game doesn't have the server browser, who cares? You guys are losers. So they wanted to argue about Battlefield 2042, and they wanted to say it was the worst Battlefield ever, but wait till you see this. This is going to be probably worse. Maybe better destruction, but probably worse, and even less features than before. But nonetheless, we will be taking a look at Battlefield 6 when the open beta launches here. Rumored to launch in early August. Of course, we got Mafia of the Old Country as well. Mafia of the Old Country is coming out in early August. And then middle of August and late August, we have the rest of the releases. Metal Gear Delta, Dying Light 2, The Beast, Madden 26, and Silent Hill F. And it just goes on and on and on. So we got a lot of games coming in August. I need you guys to start locking in 120 likes. I think that's what the goal was set at. 120 likes. I will be gifting out 5 memberships. So you guys need to go ahead and tap on that screen and get those likes afloat because we will be gifting out the 5 memberships here today if we can hit that goal of 120 likes. You guys are all in the building here today, 200 and something viewers. That's a great start, but we could be doing a little bit better, that I could tell you. So we have a brand new rumor to discuss here today. And we need you to get locked in a way that makes sense. So let's go ahead and get this chat moving. Let's go ahead and get to that goal of 120 likes so we can gift out those 5 memberships. And let's do that pretty quickly because you guys are a little slacking here. And if you keep hitting the like button, we'll get there obviously a lot quicker, that I could tell you. So we are going to be discussing this right here and right now. I need you to start locking in. And we're going to be discussing this right here and right now. I need you to start locking in as we switch over right now. So here we go, folks at home. This is the latest rumor on Grand Theft Auto 6. Okay, everyone's talking about this right now. And now we're adding our 2 cents in. And let's go ahead and read this. This is from Detective Seeds on Twitter. And apparently this guy's been banned on Reddit or something. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Probably a good thing, but because Reddit is so terrible. But nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and read this. Detective Seeds. And this is the latest rumor. It's not confirmation, but it's the latest rumor on Grand Theft Auto 6. And it says GTA 6 has been and continues to hit 60 frames per second while being optimized for the PlayStation 5 Pro on multiple graphical settings. PlayStation engineers are assisting with the optimization due to the new technology being implemented and rolled out with the current target date of May 2026. They are also assisting on several other Rockstar titles that are rolling out in the near future, pre-PS5 Pro 2026 update. As of right now, 60 frames per second is being achieved on the PlayStation 5 Pro only. This could obviously change before release. It is anticipated that GTA 6 will have multiple graphical options on the PS5 Pro on release. Also, the Rockstar PlayStation marketing deal is what's allowing and encouraging this collaboration on optimization. Should we see several GTA 6 PlayStation bundles in the next marketing push? This info is from a PlayStation engineer who has provided highly accurate and verified info several times in the past. So he apparently has a source at PlayStation, an engineer, and they are saying that it's going to be 60 frames on PlayStation 5 Pro, and I don't know. We're going to go ahead and do a poll in here. We're going to see if you guys believe that, because I'm not so sure on that. And we're going to go ahead and start that poll right here and right now. So do you guys believe this rumor? Because it is pretty crazy, that I could tell you. And we're going to have to see how the cookie crumbles here. So I'm going to go ahead, while you guys vote in that poll, I'm going to go ahead and read this again. And we need the support to kick up in here. These guys are so down bad in here, okay? We need heavy hitters to come back to this show so we can provide some exciting content. Don't you want that? Well, then start encouraging some people that can flex a little harder and stronger, because it's getting a little ridiculous in here, okay? It's hard to buy these games at this point with these petty super chats that are barely $1. I mean, we can't do it. I got 6 or 7 games to buy in August. Why don't you do that math? 70 a pop? Okay, 7 times 6. I don't know what that is, but I can go to the calculator and it can figure that out for me. So that's just in August, you know. And so nonetheless, as you guys vote in this, we're going to go ahead and read this again, because you obviously didn't listen the first time around. So I'm going to read it in a different voice. In fact, we should just feed this to the AI, because then you'll listen. But right here, this is what it says. Hi, everyone. My name is Alana, and I'm covering Grand Theft Auto 6 news. I'm so excited to have you guys with me here today. Slay Queen. GTA 6 has been and continues to hit 60 frames while being optimized for the PlayStation 5 Pro on multiple graphical settings. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I myself have a PlayStation 5 Pro, and this is really great news. PlayStation engineers are assisting with the optimization. Now you guys want to come through!
It's me, Super Chat. It's €6. I am here today. You get my full attention.
That's what we're talking about. It's Me is coming through, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense. It's what we love to see. Go ahead and vote in that poll. Go ahead and hit the like button. Let's get the train afloat in here and afloat in a way that makes sense. So the lasers are out for It's Me. It's Me is coming through with the 5, and the poll right now is currently saying, as I continue to read this, is saying that they do not believe this. So here we go. Hi, everyone. My name is Alana. I was the first to fly to a planet in Starfield. Be sure to hit that bell and be notified when my uploads go live. Oh my gosh, you guys are so amazing. So here's what it says. GTA 6 has been and continues to hit 60 frames while being optimized for the PlayStation 5 Pro on multiple graphical settings. PlayStation engineers are assisting with the optimization due to the new tech being implemented and rolled out with a current target date of May 2026. Oh my gosh, we're so close. They are also assisting on several other Rockstar titles that are rolling out in the near future. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Pre-PS5 Pro 2026 update. As of right now, 60 frames per second is being achieved on the PlayStation 5 Pro only. PlayStation always wins. Let's get some dubs. If you have a PlayStation, slay!
This could obviously change before release. It is anticipated that GTA 6 will have multiple graphical options on the PS5 Pro on release. Also, the Rockstar PlayStation marketing deal is what's allowing and encouraging this collaboration on optimization. Oh my gosh, that's going to be so amazing. I can't wait to see the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer and then the PlayStation logo. Now you guys want to come through! Every time you come through, we have to reread the whole thing. That's what's going to happen.
Has just tipped 35 Israeli new shekels.
Every time you guys come through, we are starting from the top.
Yes. Now I'm going to come through.
Yeah,
and
now you guys want to come through.
Wow,
I'm busy
baby.
reading this, and we're giving you this information and in a way that's entertaining, and now you guys want to come through. Unbelievable. But we do appreciate it nonetheless. That's what we're talking about. The 111 is coming through now with the two-time Tony Hawk combo and coming through in a way that makes sense as we continue to get these lasers out. These lasers are working hard today, and that's what we love to see. So we're going to go ahead and continue this yet again here as you guys go ahead and vote in that poll and hit the like button on the broadcast. Hi everyone, it is Alana and welcome to my channel. Today I'm updating you on Grand Theft Auto 6 rumors, news, and leaks. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Let's take a look at the latest rumor. GTA 6 has been and continues to hit 60 frames while being optimized for the PlayStation 5 Pro on multiple graphical settings. Okay. PlayStation engineers are assisting with the optimization due to the new tech being implemented and rolled out with a current target date of May 2026. They are also assisting on several other Rockstar titles that are rolling out in the near future. Pre-PS5 Pro 2026 update. As of right now, 60 frames per second is being achieved on the PlayStation 5 Pro only. This could obviously change before release. It is anticipated that Grand Theft Auto 6 will have multiple graphical options on the PlayStation 5 Pro on release. Also, the Rockstar PlayStation marketing deal is what's allowing and encouraging this collaboration on optimization. Should see several GTA 6 PlayStation bundles in the next marketing push. This info is from a PlayStation engineer who has provided highly accurate and verified info several times. We gotta read it again because I didn't finish. You stupid idiot. Donate $1 million.
$5. Let's read it again.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do because you didn't let me finish. Unbelievable. That's what we're talking about. Dan from LA, nonetheless, is coming through in a way that makes sense. And as such, the lasers are just getting their workout here today, and that's what we love to see. The lasers are fantastic. We got better graphics than James Cameron did in 1999 on his $400 million movie Titanic or whatever it was. Unbelievable, and it really is unbelievable. So with that said, Dan from LA is coming through. Hit the like button. I think we've hit the goal, but nonetheless, we got to continue reading this because you guys are still not listening. So right here, Detective Seeds on Twitter. GTA 6 has been and continues to hit 60 frames while being optimized for the PlayStation 5 Pro on multiple graphical settings. PlayStation engineers are assisting. Bro. You guys are not listening.
Shenanigan super chatted $4.99. One more time from the
now
top.
I got to reset yet again. I've only finished this one time, I think. Shenanigan S is in the building, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense. That's what we love to see. Shenanigan S, he's still coming through. Hard times for Shenanigan S. Let's wish him the best of luck, and he's still coming through and supporting the show, and that's what we love to see. Pure dedication, pure loyalty, no excuses, no bullshit right here as we continue to read it yet again. Detective Seeds on Twitter. GTA 6, and I know I'm going to finish it this time because you guys can't keep up with this. GTA 6 has been and continues to hit 60 frames while being optimized for the PlayStation 5 Pro on multiple graphical settings. Okay? PlayStation engineers are assisting with the optimization due to the new tech being implemented and rolled out with a current target date of May 2026.
2026. They are also assisting on several other Rockstar titles that are rolling out in the near future. Could that very well be Grand Theft? You son of a bitch! My God, bro!
Jack Bitten super chatted £4.99. One more time, please.
Every time you guys come through, we got to reset it because you guys want to play games. Now you guys want to come through. Now you guys want to come through. Now you guys want to come through. Unbelievable. But nonetheless, Jack Bitten is coming through certainly in a way that makes sense. As yet again, the lasers are coming out here today. It's what we love to see. So here we go. If you're not listening, now is the time to clean the ears and start listening because we're going to get through it this time, that I can tell you. GTA 6 has been and continues to hit 60 frames while being optimized for the PlayStation 5 Pro on multiple graphical settings. PlayStation engineers are assisting with the optimization due to the new technology being implemented and rolled out with a current target date of May 2026. You guys ain't keeping up with this one. They're also assisting on several other Rockstar titles that are rolling out in the near future pre-PS5 Pro 2026 update. You son of a...
The 11100 tipped 35 Israeli new shekels and 90 agarot through super chat. Yes. I'm here once again.
Three-time
Wow.
Tony Hawk
Breathe
combo
again
for
from
the
start, baby.
1-1-1.
Just like
It's
the
what we
way
love
I
to
love it.
see. It's a three-time Tony Hawk special from the 1-1-1 coming through and just coming through in a way that makes sense. And as such, the lasers are working overtime here today. This is what we love to see coming through and just certainly coming through in a way that makes sense. The 1-1-1 is in the building with now the three-time Tony Hawk combo. It's what we love to see as we continue to try and get this done. GTA 6 has been and continues to hit 60 frames per second while being optimized for the PlayStation 5 Pro on multiple graphical settings. PlayStation engineers are assisting with the optimization due to the new technology being implemented and rolled out with a current target date of May 2026. They are also assisting on several other Rockstar titles that are rolling out in the near future. Pre-PS5 Pro 2026 update. As of right now, 60 frames per second is being achieved on the PlayStation 5 Pro only. This could obviously change before release. It is anticipated that Grand Theft Auto 6 will have multiple graphical options on the PlayStation 5 Pro on release. Also, the Rockstar PlayStation marketing deal is what's allowing and encouraging... Right there!
David Super Shattered 99 cents. Clown face emoji, clown face emoji, clown face emoji.
Shut up!
Clown face emoji, PC Losers Club 2027, clown face emoji, clown face emoji, clown face emoji, clown face emoji.
Come on, dude,
Just
I'm trying to
donated my
finish
last
it.
$5. Bear emoji.
Yeah, I mean, you were
face
digging in that
emoji,
couch,
bear
weren't you? Because, you
emoji,
know, you
bear
obviously...
emoji.
Look at this right here. David is coming through. David is coming through, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense with the $5 super chat. The lasers are working overtime, and as such, we're going to go ahead and get it done this time. I can tell you that. I'm tired of this. GTA 6 has been and continues to hit 60 frames per second while being optimized for the PlayStation 5 Pro on multiple graphical settings. PlayStation engineers, you're not keeping up, are assisting with the optimization due to the new technology being implemented and rolled out with a current target date of May 2026. They are also assisting on several other Rockstar titles that are rolling out in the near future. Pre-PS5.
I at super chatted $5. GTA 6 I want it capped to 10 FPS so it filters out all the TikTok brain zoomer.
That's a base super chat. I can tell you that right here, right now. IAD is coming through, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense. It's what we love to see, and as such, let's go ahead and get the lasers out with that base super chat. And look at the lasers are struggling now. And it's not what we want to see, but it is what we love to see. So that's what we're going to go ahead and say. Then look at this right here. We're going to continue to touch up. GTA 6 has been and continues to hit 60 frames per second while being optimized for the PlayStation 5 Pro on multiple graphical settings. PlayStation engineers are assisting with the optimization due to the new technology being implemented and rolled out with a current target date of May 2026. They are also assisting on several other Rockstar titles that are rolling out in the near future. Pre-PS5 Pro 2026 update. As of right now, 60 frames per second is being achieved only on the PlayStation 5 Pro. This could obviously change before release, and man, it's getting a little quiet in here. We're finishing it this time. It is anticipated that we gotta slow down. That Grand Theft Auto 6 will have multiple graphical options.
Euros and 99
You stupid idiot.
Lasers, 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 lasers.
Yeah, and guess what? The lasers are going to actually get out of order soon because, you know what? You're using them too much, and it's just a sad situation. But nonetheless, we do appreciate it. David coming through with the two-time Tony Hawk combo. It is what we love to see, and let's go ahead and see if the lasers are still working. They are still working. Better technology than James Cameron, by the way. It is certainly a fact as we continue to try and get this done. Grand Theft Auto 6 has been and continues to hit 60 frames per second while being optimized for the PlayStation 5 Pro on multiple graphical settings. PlayStation engineers are assisting with the optimization due to the new tech being implemented and rolled out with a current target date of May 2026. They are also assisting on several other Rockstar titles that are rolling out in the near future. Pre-PS5 Pro 2026 update. As of right now, 60 frames per second is being achieved on the PlayStation 5 Pro only. This could obviously change before release as we slow this down. It is anticipated that Grand Theft Auto 6 will have multiple graphical options on the PlayStation 5 Pro on release. Also, the Rockstar PlayStation marketing deal is what's allowing and encouraging this
It's me super chatted 6 euros. Please, I did not hear you the first 8 times.
You guys are not
Again,
listening.
please.
You're not listening. Well, pretty soon you're going to get your billfold out, you're going to get your wallet out, and it's going to be empty. It's me is coming through. It's what we love to see. It as such, let's go ahead and get the lasers out and get them out in a way that makes sense, and they are still working. Getting a little choppy back there, it looks like. But nonetheless, they are working, and as we continue to try and read this, here we go. GTA 6 has been and continues to hit 60 frames per second while being optimized for the PlayStation 5 Pro on multiple graphical settings. PlayStation engineers are assisting with the optimization due to the new technology being implemented and rolled out with a current target date of May 2026. They are also assisting on several other Rockstar titles that are rolling out in the near future. Pre-PS5 Pro 2026 update. As of right now, 60 frames per second is being achieved on the PlayStation 5 Pro only. This could obviously change before release. It is anticipated that Grand Theft Auto 6 will have multiple graphical options on the PlayStation 5 Pro on release. Also, the Rockstar PlayStation marketing deal is what's allowing and encouraging this collaboration on optimization. And man, we're finishing it. Should we see several GTA 6? We should see several GTA 6 PlayStation bundles in the next marketing push. This info, as we finish this finally, this info is from a we can really sink this one in, really. This info is from a PlayStation engineer who has provided highly accurate and verified info several times in the past. Guys, I need a W because we finally finished it. Holy fucking shit. And we're going to go to the poll here. Because if you don't understand what that says at this point, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. We're going to go to the poll here, and it's nearly 50-50, and we're going to start banning. And I said, do you believe this rumor? Because right now that's what it is. No one obviously knows what's really going on. And I said, do you believe? And you guys primarily said no. 54% said no. 46% said yes. And as such, we have 208 votes. It looks like the normies are here today, or at least a little bit higher than anticipated, and that's fantastic. Make sure you subscribe. We got 106 subscribers. We are the best in the world at what we do, better than Asmongold, by the way. Yeah, and we know that makes certain people see. Now, that's fantastic. But look at this poll right here, because you look at it, and quite frankly, you guys are believing this. You guys aren't actually believing this, because right now the poll has concluded, and it's 53% no and 46% yes. That's what's going on. So you guys don't believe this. And I'm going to go ahead and give you my take. Okay, we need you guys to start locking in in a way that makes sense. But before we get to my take, okay, as promised, since we hit 120 likes, we will be gifting out 5 members right here and right now. Big W's. Big W's in the chat. We just gifted out 5 memberships. You guys took us to the promised land. We said 120 likes. And we have gifted out these 5 memberships, okay? So we need you guys to join the community tab. We need you guys to be a part of the conversation, and certainly in a way that makes sense. Let's get this trade afloat here as we get into August, which is a very busy month for gaming. This is going to be like kind of like E3, but not even like that, because E3, the games don't really come out during that time. But it's going to be pretty big in August, and there's going to be a lot to cover. There's going to be a lot to play and see and test out, and it's just going to be a lot of stuff happening. So we need you guys to be a part of that in August. And not only in August, but late July as well. There's probably some things that are going to happen. I mean, the Battlefield stuff is going to be pulled back soon. And we're going to see Battlefield 6 in all of its glory. And quite frankly, I don't think that looks all that fantastic. But the Destruction, we'll be testing out the Destruction in Battlefield 6. If there is an open beta in early August, we will be testing out the Destruction in Battlefield 6, because apparently they've done it right. We're going to really put that through its paces. And we're going to see if it's really all it's cracked up to be. With Battlefield 6, they said they're getting it back to its roots, boots on the ground, things of that nature, and we're going to really see if that's the case. So we just gifted out 5 memberships. We need you guys to start locking in in a way that makes sense, that I could tell you. And as we come back here to the rumor, you guys said that you don't believe it, and quite frankly, I don't know if I believe it either. I'm not saying it's certainly not a possibility, but I don't think I believe it, because Rockstar's never done 60 frames per second on console launch, okay? Very seldom. I think maybe Rockstar Table Tennis was 60 frames on Xbox 360, but all of the Grand Theft Auto games were not 60 frames per second. And none of the Red Dead Redemption 2 games were 60 frames per second. And in fact, if you look at Red Dead Redemption 2 still to this day on console, it's not at 60 frames. That could change, of course, later this year if the game gets a remastered version, or whatever you want to call it, HD upgrade version. But right now, that's where it stands. And initially, they don't put their games in 60 frames. And you're telling me that we've had these hardware limitations for how many decades, and now all of a sudden they're able to pull this off? Now, I understand the technology is rapidly progressing. Okay, I do. And with the upscaling technology and the machine learning technology and the artificial intelligence technology, we will certainly get there a lot quicker than we have done before, okay? So I'm not saying that this is out of the realm of possibility, but they've never done it before, and that leads me to believe... that leads me to be a little bit skeptical of this rumor. Now, if it is true, then you bet your ass that the PlayStation 5 Pro is going to be sold out everywhere, okay? Because from what this says, the PlayStation 5 Pro, due to the collaboration with marketing and stuff, as apparently we'll see later this year, or into early next year, whenever the next marketing push is one of the reasons why this is the thing. And they are collaborating closely with PlayStation engineers to achieve 60 frames per second with the new PlayStation 5 Pro update, I guess. I'm not sure really what that means, but I'm assuming they're updating the console, and they're going to get ready to roll that out when GTA 6 is near. And it's going to utilize the technology inside of the PlayStation 5 Pro. And we're going to really see what that's all about. So I'm not saying it's out of the realm of possibility, but Rockstar's never done this before, so... I do think that it is crazy. And can you imagine being an Xbox fan and owning a Series X? And, that was touted to be the most powerful console. And, maybe on paper it was at one point. But, obviously the PlayStation 5 Pro has an edge. And with that said, As it should. It came out more recently. It came out last year. The PlayStation 5 Pro, it came out last year. But it looks like the 60 frames per second option is exclusive to the PlayStation 5 Pro. And if Sony is locking that in, and it really is true, good luck getting a PlayStation 5 Pro in May of 2026. Good luck on that. Because they will be sold out everywhere. That I can tell you. They will be sold out everywhere. Now, we figured, common sense, that the PlayStation 5 Pro version would obviously provide an extra oomph, provide an extra headroom for the developers to achieve a little bit better resolution and a little bit better, more consistent frame rate. But 60 frames per second, Rockstar's never done it before, as far as I know. Yeah, we can go ahead and verify this with the artificial intelligence, folks. So we're going to pull this up here, and we're going to get the artificial intelligence working. Okay. We're going to get the artificial intelligence working. I need you guys to start locking in a way that makes sense right here. We're getting the artificial intelligence up on the screen here in just a moment. I need you guys to really start getting locked in here as we try and get this up on the screen in a way that makes sense. So here we go, folks. I need you guys to lock in. We're going to verify if I am correct as we go to the artificial intelligence. Here we go. Hey there, how you doing? Hello?
Hey there, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How about you? Everything good on your end?
Well, we're discussing Grand Theft Auto 6, which, of course, when does Grand Theft Auto 6 release?
So it looks like Grand Theft Auto 6 is set to release on May 26th, 2026, and it'll be out on PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. Pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, it's really exciting stuff. It really is exciting stuff. Can you tell me how many games Rockstar has released that have launched at 60 frames per second? And we're talking console only.
So Rockstar does have a few games that run at 60 frames per second on consoles. For example, GTA 5 has a 60 FPS mode.
Okay, but hold on, sweetheart. We're talking about when they initially came out. Okay, we're talking about when they initially came out.
Got it. So when Rockstar games initially launched on consoles, they typically ran at 30 frames per second. The idea of hitting 60 FPS is more of a recent development with newer hardware like the PS5 and
Now let me ask you this. Are there any exceptions to that? Can you name any games that were an exception to that?
Yeah, one notable exception is Rockstar Games Presents Table Tennis. That one actually launched at 60 frames per second on the Xbox 360, which was pretty cool and kind of a unique thing for them at the time.
And what about Bully and L.A. Noire?
So both Bully and LA Noire originally launched at 30 frames per second on consoles. They didn't hit that 60 FPS mark until later versions or remasters came out on more powerful hardware.
So now I'm going to ask, with all of that information, what is your opinion on Grand Theft Auto 6 possibly obtaining 60 frames per second? Because, you know, Rockstar, quite frankly, has yet to do that on consoles, at least initially. So what is your opinion on that?
I think with the power of the latest consoles, like the PS5 and potentially a PS5 Pro, there's
Wait, hold on.
definitely-
Potentially a
She knows what
PlayStation
she's
5
talking
Pro.
about. We love.
Yeah, I guess I'm getting ahead of myself there. There's been a lot of speculation about a potential PS5 Pro, but nothing official
Bro, I
yet.
paid $20 for this, and you don't even know that the PlayStation 5 Pro is already out? What is this? Hello? Oh, it's thinking real hard on that. Dude! We broke it. AI, by the way. Dude! Hello?
Hey, I'm still here. Sorry about that confusion earlier. I appreciate you letting me know. So yeah, with the PS5 Pro out, that definitely makes it more likely that GTA 6 could hit that 60 frames per second mark at launch. Should be exciting.
Really? So you really think it's a possibility with the PlayStation 5 Pro?
I definitely think it's a strong possibility. The newer hardware really makes it more feasible for Rockstar to aim for that 60 frames per second right from the get-go. So fingers crossed that they'll deliver on that.
So why weren't they able to make it happen before? Why was it only 30 frames per second initially for all of their games for the most part?
It mostly comes down to hardware limitations at the time. Older consoles just didn't have the power to handle the complexity of Rockstar's open worlds at a higher frame rate. They prioritized graphical detail and the sheer scale of the game world, which meant
Okay, and we know, listen, we know that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be more ambitious than any other game that's come before it, than any other game that they've ever made. They've said that themselves, so why would you think that that would be different with the release of the PlayStation 5 Pro and these new consoles? That makes zero sense.
but that's a fair point. I think the difference now is that the technology has advanced so much that even with a more ambitious game, the newer consoles have the power to support both higher fidelity and potentially higher frame rates. So hopefully they'll be able to balance both this time around.
Yeah, so, I mean, what do you think about the regular PlayStation 5 versus the PlayStation 5 Pro? I mean, do you think the PlayStation 5 Pro will be able to achieve 60 frames? Well, obviously we think that, but what about the base PlayStation 5? Do you think that that's going to be able to hit 60 frames?
I think it really depends on how they optimize the game. The base PS5 is definitely powerful and can handle 60 frames per second in a lot of games, but for something as massive as GTA 6, they might offer different modes, like a performance mode that prioritizes frame rate. So there's definitely a chance even the base PS5 could hit 60 FPS.
Yeah, I mean, anything's possible, I suppose, if you lower the resolution down and do all of that, machine learning, upscaling, and stuff like that. But again, let's go ahead and recap what you were saying earlier about the Rockstar games and how many of them have actually released at 60 frames on console day one.
Sure. So, as we mentioned, Rockstar games typically launched at 30 frames per second on consoles. The one major exception was Rockstar Games Presents Table Tennis, which launched at 60 FPS
And
on the
hold on, you're telling me that Rockstar's Table Tennis is really the only one? What about Manhunt 1?
Yeah, Rockstar Table Tennis is definitely one of the main ones that stands out for launching at 60 frames per second. Manhunt, on the other hand, launched at 30 frames per second.
Right. So they've all of their games have been 30 at launch on console, is what we're trying to get at here.
For the most part, yeah, that's been the trend. Rockstar typically stuck with 30 frames per second at launch to maintain that high level of detail and big open world. So it definitely stands out when they do hit 60.
Okay, so we asked the AI, we got some clarification and confirmation that most of their games are 30 frames per second when they release initially on console, and now all of a sudden this is changing, I guess, because of the PlayStation 5 Pro technology. I don't believe it. I think it is certainly a possibility, but right now it doesn't make any sense because they've never done it before. And I don't think the hardware was really all that limiting. There's always limitations, and I'm not a game dev, but I think that sounds ridiculous because I think that this is going to be more demanding than the previous titles ever were. I think this is going to be more ambitious, more demanding, and more complex and sophisticated than any of the other titles were. So for them to pull off 60 frames per second on PlayStation 5 Pro, sure, it is a possibility with upscaling technology and all of that jazz that we have now. But at the same time, we haven't seen it in the past. I don't know why this would automatically just change. And for this to be exclusive on the PlayStation 5 Pro, I mean, that's going to really mess with sales because, it's a great thing for PlayStation and Sony, but if you're on Xbox and if you're Phil Spencer, and obviously Xbox is really just not in a great spot right now, but if you're if you're an Xbox owner, you don't have a 60 frames per second option. If this is obviously correct, I mean, there's just not going to be that option on Series X, and there's no PC version. So if you want 60 frames, apparently according to this rumor, it's exclusive to the PlayStation 5 Pro, and that makes it a must-have console. And I think that's a smart move from PlayStation if this is true, if this is accurate. I'm not sure that it is because it doesn't really make too much sense. But with that said, it is interesting. And I guess we're just going to have to see. But this is a more complex and more sophisticated game that has come than any other Rockstar game or any other game for that matter. So I don't know how easy it's going to be for them to hit 60 frames. And in fact, I think I would prefer 30 if it meant more interiors, if it meant more complexity with the gameplay, if it meant just a lot of other things. We don't need 60 frames per second in this game. In my opinion, I think that's a waste. These are cinematic games anyway. We don't need the cutscenes at 60 frames because it will look like a soap opera. And quite frankly, I think this is a lie because you know what? When I watch trailer 2, there's a lot of frame dips in the trailer 2, okay? If you watch trailer 2, and I'm not going to pull it up because we've already seen it a million times, but if you watch trailer 2, you will see a lot of frame drops in trailer 2, especially at the beginning where Jason's on the roof fixing the roof and that old guy comes up in his Ford truck. You're seeing some frame drops right there. So I don't know how in the hell they're going to try. Now, granted, that was base PS5. But if the difference is that big, then people are going to be rushing out and buying the PlayStation 5 Pro to get that 60 frames per second. And it's apparently exclusive to that hardware because obviously the PlayStation 5 Pro offers a little bit more. I think the CPU is a little bit higher clock speed and probably more memory bandwidth, I would assume, things like that. So it allows for the developers to do a little bit more with it, not too much more, but a little bit more with it in terms of resolution and frame rate, and just overall more stable. We could see this. It could very well be a thing, but it also doesn't make sense because their track record is 30 frames per second initially on console. And in fact, like I said earlier, Red Dead Redemption 2, and this could change later this year because apparently that's getting remastered or whatever you want to call it. But Red Dead Redemption 2, as of this broadcast anyway, still doesn't have a 60 frames per second option on console, on any console for that matter, even on PlayStation 5 Pro. So it is quite frankly, quite crazy. Now, a lot of people are saying, GTA 5 on PlayStation 5 is at 60 frames, but that's a PS3 game. I would hope that they would be able to figure that out because that's a PS3 game primarily, and for that game to hit 60 frames per second isn't really that big of a task. It's not that big of a feat because it is a PlayStation 3 game. So in my opinion, that doesn't really count with the PlayStation 5 version of Grand Theft Auto 5. So we're going to go ahead and read what you guys have to say here, and in a way that makes sense. You were right, Michael. The scalpers are sweeping it. And that's what I said. I said, the PlayStation 5 Pro is going to be the definitive place to play this, even without the 60 frames per second option. I mean, things are just going to have higher fidelity. It has more capability. So the PlayStation 5 Pro, even if this rumor isn't true, is going to be the place to play Grand Theft Auto 6 because, again, Xbox doesn't have an answer. They might have an answer in, maybe late 2026. I don't think they will. But 2027 or something like that, possibly. But regardless, day one, May 2026, the PlayStation 5 Pro is the best place to play Grand Theft Auto 6. It's very much so looking like that, and I think that's common sense. But, since there is no PC option and the Xbox Series X isn't as powerful, I guess, as the PlayStation 5 Pro, that leaves it pretty clear on really what you're looking for. So the base PS5 could be potentially 30 frames locked, and the PlayStation 5 Pro could very well be 60 frames with, obviously performance mode enabled or something of that sort. And I think it is certainly a possibility, but it certainly would be new for Rockstar Games. But then again, that's the thing with this game is that it is all new. This is a whole new Rockstar. I mean, well, not a whole new, but, there's a lot of legacy guys that are gone, a lot of legendary developers that aren't at Rockstar anymore. They went to do their own thing, like Leslie Benzies. He made a fantastic game like Mind's Eye, but you guys couldn't handle it because you wanted some clout on the internet. It's a really sad situation, but really, in reality, you should be on your knees thanking Leslie because he helped put food on the table, and you somehow didn't recognize that. Instead, you spat in his face. It's a sad situation, really. But a lot of the Rockstar devs, Dan Houser left. He's the co-founder of the damn studio, and he left, and he formed his own thing, and Laszlo Jones went with him as well. So it's just going to be interesting to see how this one really turns out and plays out. But I think I remember watching that interview with the one of the technical directors of Grand Theft Auto 4, and I think he was even agreeing that they might have to make some compromises to 30 frames per second isn't a bad thing, and if you guys are going to cry about that, then you guys are losers. Yeah, 60 frames I guess would be ideal if you prefer that play style, but it's not a competitive game. Maybe in the online I guess it could be competitive, but in the single player portion, it's not necessarily something that is necessary. In my opinion, it's not something that's necessary. So I don't think 60 frames per second is a big deal. Now, if this guy is wrong, if this Seeds guy is wrong, then that's going to suck for him. But I will say that if the game is at 30 frames per second, I will say this: if the confirmation comes out and it is not true, and it is only 30 frames per second on the PlayStation 5 Pro as well, the internet will be turning on this game. That I can tell you, especially if the price point is higher than the normal price point. They will be turning against this game very much so. That's how the internet works. They turn against anything that they don't want to hear. And 30 frames per second is not something that they want to hear, but I would take 30 frames per second. In fact, I would take 1080p 30 frames locked, and to experience something truly groundbreaking and truly revolutionary. And that would be okay with me. I don't need 1440p. I don't need 4K. I don't need 60 frames. I don't need this. I don't need that. I don't need any options in my game. That's the thing that I hate about modern gaming, is that these consoles have options in the menu, and it's like that's kind of defeats the purpose of a console. I don't want to tinker and toy around with settings, right? I want the developer to just come out and say, this is the experience that we tailored for you with the hardware that you have. I don't want to go into the settings and pick performance mode or performance ray tracing or fidelity mode. I think all of that's garbage, okay? We didn't do that back in the day for literally so many years, and now all of a sudden, they're giving us options, and sometimes less is more. Less is more. So, we don't need 60 frames with The Last of Us. It makes it look like a soap opera. I don't understand. These games came out. They were highly rated, highly loved, and now all of a sudden all of these games need 60 frames. It's a sad situation. The PC gamers, their mindsets they've spewed into other. It's just a really sad situation. These PC gamers, they're so mad that Nvidia kind of abandoned them. They still make great GPUs, but the thing is with PC gamers is that they're broke and they play Counter-Strike all day on their 1080 Ti, and they don't play any other game. They have hundreds of games in their Steam library, but they don't play any other games. And they're mad that their 1080 Ti that came out in like 2016 or something doesn't run 2025 games, and it's like, well, that's just the way technology is. I don't know. These people are not very bright, really, honestly. They're not very bright. And it's just a sad situation how they think that PC gaming is the way to go, and then they're the ones that complain about it. They clamor PC gaming master race, PC gaming master race, and then they're the ones with the 1070 or the 1080 Ti, and they're expecting that thing to still run, and it's like, no, it's time to upgrade, and that's just how it is. That's what it always is. It's a big chase. It's a big chase. So PC gaming, you're never going to get ahead of the curve because the next GPU is coming out in 2 years. All the new components are coming out with yearly refreshes. I don't understand what you're smoking, but obviously it must be very strong. So that is the GTA 6 update here today. We need you guys to start locking in. We have hit 156 likes, and we're going to go ahead and see what the chat has to say here. Yeah, if you have a PlayStation 5 Pro, then yeah, you're all good. And right now, you could still go out and get a PlayStation 5 Pro, although back in June, it was $50 marked down. So I think it was at $650, which is still pricey, but it was at $650 compared to $700. And, there could be more sales in the future. And if there is, definitely, it might definitely be worth it, because if this rumor is true, then obviously you're going to want that. You might not want it now, but in May, when you do want it, it might be more difficult to find, because everyone's going to be rushing out to buy the PlayStation 5 Pro so they can brag. I mean, really, that's what it's about. So they can brag that it runs at 60 frames per second on my hardware. And mind you, you're not battling the PC gamers, because this isn't on PC. So it's a very kind of closed-in thing. It's kind of a walled garden. Right? It's only on Xbox Series X and Series S and PS5 and PS5 Pro, and that's it. That's where this game is landing. Grand Theft Auto 6, the biggest video game of all time. They said, how many billion in one day? They said 1 or 2 or 3 billion in one day or something like that. The sales for this are just going to be astronomical. The economy is going to be impacted. And you guys can't see this right now, but in less than a year from now, you will see it. And you will be like, holy shit, you lived through it. And you got to experience GTA 6 and the release of Grand Theft Auto 6 and really just the aura of a big release like that. Not a disposable title that you play for about a day or two or maybe a week, but a game that's really going to make lifetime, long-lasting memories. And really, that's worth $100. I mean, you guys want to complain about game prices. Why don't you look elsewhere in entertainment? You go see a movie, it's about $15. That's about 2 hours of entertainment. You don't get to take the movie home. You don't get to rewatch the movie. You know what I mean? So you could argue that, what are you really getting? You're getting the experience. You're watching the movie, but you don't own the movie. So, it's $15. But if you go see your favorite band, I mean, these concert prices, these concert tickets are insane. You guys couldn't afford going to a concert in 2025. That's why you guys, every time I bring this up, you guys have no relation to it because you guys don't. And that's okay because I think going to a concert is very unhealthy. It does ear damage. And, you can go listen to the music with you just have a better time at home. But anyway, and I'm not saying there's not great concerts to go to, but these concert ticket prices are insane. I mean, if you want to go see My Chemical Romance, not that you would want to go see that band because that guy's about 45 years old. He's fat now, and it's just a sad situation. Really, they're has-beens, and they're really washed out. But I'm just saying My Chemical Romance, if you want to go see them in the stadium, it's about $700 to go to the pit in the stadium and to stand. I mean, it's insanity. Imagine paying that amount of money to go see that has-been band. I mean, what are we doing? I mean, it's just, it's absolutely insane. It really is. And you're getting about, 2 hours of entertainment? 2 hours of entertainment? You can't rewatch the concert. I guess you can if you record a video on your phone, but yeah, I don't know. It's crazy to me. Gaming is still the best in entertainment, that I could tell you. Even if you had to buy a PlayStation 5 Pro to play this game, $700, that's going to last you hundreds and hundreds of hours of entertainment, years and years of entertainment to come. I don't understand. It's a one-time entry fee, and then you're in, and then you just have unlimited fun. I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. But you guys want to argue that $80 is too much for a video game, $100 is too much for a video game. If Rockstar Games came out of the woodwork and said $250 for this game, I would say, I don't care. I'm there day one. Because we have to see really what they have been cooking here with this game. And, for me, it's about a 50-50. One half of me says that this game might not very well be all that fantastic, and we have a lot of reasons on why that is the case. That could be the case, rather. And then another half of me says that maybe Rockstar is cooking, and maybe we're just jumping prematurely to the conclusion. I mean, it really could go either way. But right now we are leaning towards that this might not be all it's cracked up to be, unfortunately. And I hope I'm wrong. I really want to be wrong this time because we need a game that's going to get the jaw on the floor. We need a game that's going to really just impress world class where we have to press the pause button to really take it in. Okay. And not just plow through it, because these games that come out today, it's just the same game over and over and over again. It's a terrible shame. It really is. But you normies love it. You love consuming. You guys love lining up to that buffet to consume. The new Mafia looks terrible, by the way, and you don't care. I mean, it looks worse than Mafia 3. I might have to install Mafia 3 again so we can replay that and show you guys how terrible this new Mafia game looks, because it really does look worse than Mafia 3, and that's a shame because Mafia 3 came out in 2016. That's nearly a decade. So I don't understand how the technology is going forward, but the games are going backwards. It makes zero sense to me. You got these woke, lazy millennial devs that want to talk about American politics on Twitter all day, and that's the problem. There's no leadership at these studios anymore. They don't believe in crunch, so they're just able to work on the game whenever their heart desires. And it's a sad situation. It's really a sad situation. The best games were made under crunch, and that's why it needs to be brought back. Crunch culture needs to be brought back, and that seemingly has been, in a lot of studios, eliminated. And I think it shows in the final product. You get these woke, lazy devs that just want to argue about politics and all these other things, and instead of coding the game. It's a sad situation. It really is. It's a sad situation. But you guys obviously don't care. Where are the regulars in here? I'm seeing nothing but great usernames in here. You guys are new. Hit the subscribe button and start following along here, because we're talking about this game all the way up until its release, and plenty after that, believe me. So we're less than a year away. It's almost at the 300-day marker, and we will be covering it on that day as well, which will be coming up probably pretty soon. So in 300 days, that will be where we're at. And we're almost there. Because the marketing is going to have to start up sooner rather than later. That I can tell you. The marketing for this is going to have to start up probably, I would say, by November or December of this year, maybe early January or February. But right around there, Rockstar's got to get the ball rolling on this. Because if they're still silent by that time frame, then there could be another delay on this, and no one cares at that point. I mean, really, honestly. I will stop talking about it until it just releases at that point. I mean, if this game does get delayed and they push it back until November of 2026, I'm stopping. I'm not going to talk about it anymore because it's a big joke. I mean, really, honestly, it's a big joke. So hopefully they don't delay it and they actually do deliver on May of 2026, May 26, 2026. But, that remains to be seen, and I think we're going to get a better outlook once we hit fall of this year and winter of this year. And really, is that marketing campaign, Rockstar Games, are they going to really start ramping it up? Because they got to get pre-orders going live. They got to get Trailer 3. They got to get this. They got to get that. There's a lot of factors that come into play here. And, we'll have to see how it turns out. But hopefully they get the ball rolling on this because it's just a total snooze fest out there, that I could tell you. All these games coming out in August, most of them don't look fantastic. I hate to say that because obviously we haven't played them, but a lot of these games that are coming out in August don't look fantastic. There's another game coming out. Wait, what's that other game coming out? That RPG? What is it called? From the makers of Fallout New Vegas. Who made Fallout New Vegas? We're losing our mind. Who made Fallout New Vegas? I can't remember. Obsidian Entertainment. Okay, so Obsidian Entertainment is releasing the Outer Worlds 2. And, we watched that showcase back in June. I think that game's $80 too, but that's okay because it's also on Game Pass, and that's obviously how we're going to consume it, because why would I pay $80 for a game that could be terrible when I could maybe pay $15 or something? So, that seems like a better deal, and makes the most sense because if the game isn't good, we won't want to play it much longer than that. But Obsidian is dropping, they're dropping Outer Worlds 2, and they're promising a lot. They're saying it's better than Fallout New Vegas, sort of. That's what I gathered from their presentation. They mentioned Fallout New Vegas a lot, and I think that was a great marketing point. I think they really need to drive home that, yes, this is better and more flexible and more open than even Fallout New Vegas. And, I think that would encourage people to play the game. So we have that. That's coming out in October. Of course, the new Call of Duty will be dropping. I don't know if they've unveiled that. I'm assuming it's Black Ops 7. I don't think that's interesting at all, but the normies will eat it up. They complain on the internet, but they buy it every year. And, the new NBA 2K is coming out and all of these other games. So there's just a lot happening within the next few months here. There's a really there's a slew of releases coming, and a lot of these games are coming out early because of Grand Theft Auto 6, because at one point it was slated to release fall of 2025, but obviously that didn't turn out to be the case, and they delayed it a couple of months ago. But, we're getting closer and closer to May of 2026, and it will be here before you know it, that I could tell you. And the wait isn't that long, honestly, because I've waited longer for Trailer 2. Trailer 1 to Trailer 2 was almost 400-something days. So we waited 400 days for that terrible trailer. Trailer 2 was a total disappointment for that long-ass wait, that I could tell you. So we're about 300 days or so from the game actually releasing and hitting the store shelves. And that's not long at all, that I could tell you. It's not long at all. World-class gameplay for the Battlefield 6 open beta. We'll probably be checking that out if there is an open beta in early August, and we'll give you the verdict with that. I don't think there's much meat on that bone. Obviously I've seen the leaked footage, and I think the destruction looks fantastic, but outside of that, it seems pretty standard and formulaic, and I don't think that's really. I don't think that's going to really excite once the initial hype wears off. I don't think that's going to excite, and I think it's going to turn into just another Fortnite. It's going to turn into just another Call of Duty Warzone type experience, where it's just like, this is the final Battlefield. There won't be another Battlefield, and they'll just continue to update it and evolve it. And the hardcore fans will care, and no one else will. So I think they've really just sealed the coffin for Battlefield. I think that's just a franchise that they used to put out Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1, Battlefield. What was the other one? They put out all these Battlefield games in the span of just a few years, and That's no longer going to be the case. This is now a platform, just like Skate 4. Skate 4 looks terrible, one of the worst looking things I've ever seen. And especially for that way, they literally hired, I don't know who they hired to make that game, but they hired losers. Like, these people have no experience. They don't know how to do anything. It's crazy to me how a skateboarding game took that long to make. I mean, it's a skateboarding game, and it looks worse than Skate 3. It looks worse than Skate 2. It looks worse than Skate 1. And you want to talk about hardware, you want to talk about this, you want to talk about that. Skate 1 and 2 and 3 were running on 512 megabytes of RAM. Hardware doesn't matter. That's a massive excuse. That's what that is. That's a clutch. That's a clutch for woke, lazy, millennial devs, DEI hires. That's what that is. No, I'm serious. That's what that is. These losers do not want to do anything in that office, and they want that salary. It's a sad fucking situation. That's why these games are terrible. That's why these games are terrible. They don't want to put in the work. They want to go outside and play fucking tennis in the office. Okay? That's the problem. You don't believe me, but it's true. It shouldn't be taking 8 years to put out one game. That's ridiculous. What are these people doing? We have AI now, okay? And that's ramping up very much so. In the next 5 years, everything will be very different. The way we communicate is going to be very different. I don't care if you don't believe me, but it's just, that's how it is. You can either get with it or get lost. Because it will slowly, do you still ride a horse around? You don't. The technology will eventually. That's just how life is going to be, right? We don't ride horses around. I mean, the Amish do and stuff like that, but most people don't. So what happened there? You guys were so reluctant on the Ford Model T in 1912, and that technology is the devil and all this other stuff. We're going to stick to the horse and buggy, and well, look how that turned out. No one's on the horse and buggy anymore unless you're Amish or something. So the same thing's going to happen with AI, and a lot of people are hesitant of it, and they're reluctant. But in the next 5 or 10 years, it's just going to be a different world. When you go up to the drive-thru, there's not going to be any employees anymore. They'll have robots, and they'll be more efficient. It's a sad situation, but it is what it is. Okay, if we hit 200 likes, I will gift out 5 more memberships. That's the second goal here today. We are at 60% battery here. If we hit 200 likes, we will gift out 5. There's a damn bee. If we get 200 likes, we will gift out 5 more memberships. That I could tell you. So go ahead and hit the like button. 70, 80, 90, 100. We're about 29 likes away until the goal is met and reached. And we will gift out the 5 members. We have the PlayStation 5 controller, and we were teasing that earlier. We didn't tell you what we were going to play. But we have to make that decision quite soon because we are at 60% battery. And once we start gaming on here, the battery will be draining a lot quicker. That I could tell you. So if we want to do it, we have to make that decision pretty soon while we still have more battery, if that makes any sense. But if not, we don't have to play. We don't have to turn that controller on. It's really up to you guys. But we are getting closer to the goal, the second goal being met. We said 200 likes. We're going to be gifting out 5 memberships. If you are new, it looks like we have some, these views are a little bit more like it. But if you are new, let's go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It is free to subscribe. YouTube.com/MichaelDoesLive. We have 106,000 subscribers, and we want you to be a part of it. So consider doing that as we take a breather here. In a way that makes sense. So again, if you missed it, let's go back over here. Look at this crossfade right here. Woo! The production levels. Nobody's on this level, that I could tell you. We got the lasers. The lasers, we turned them off because, we didn't turn them off, but they're having a cooldown right now. It seems you guys wanted to try and overheat the lasers, but they've been on a cooldown session. But nonetheless, if you are just tuning in or you missed it earlier, the PlayStation 5 Pro, according to this rumor, is going to have an option for 60 frames per second for Grand Theft Auto 6, and that's going to be the only piece of hardware that is going to enable that. Now, this is certainly a possibility in my opinion, and it might very well come to fruition, but, if we look at history, Rockstar has never done 60 frames per second at launch on console outside of, I guess, table tennis, and could be a couple of other ones, but the GTA games have never been 60 frames per second on console day one, and the same with the Red Dead series. They've never been, Red Dead 1 and 2, they've never been 60 frames per second on console day one, and in fact, still to this day, 6 or 7 or 8 years later, however long it's been, Red Dead Redemption 2 isn't at 60. So now that could change later this year, as it states right in here. It says that they're working on 60 frames for some other releases, I believe, and that's implying that GTA 4 remaster and Red Dead Redemption 2 upgrade could very well be happening this fall, and that's a great game plan. I mean, this company's going to be making so much money. Take-Two and Rockstar, they're going to be making so much money. You remaster GTA 4 for the boomers, even if it's censored, they don't care. I'll be the only one talking about it. I can guarantee you that. And if they put out the upgrade, the free upgrade, or even if it's $5 or $10, $20, if they put out an upgrade for Red Dead Redemption 2, I mean, that's just gonna really excite people. So you get them all excited before the big release, which of course is in May of 2026. This is actually a very smart strategy. You whet the appetite, and then you really just deliver in May of 2026 with GTA 6. It's just crazy. So again, PlayStation 5 Pro, 60 frames per second, Lit Dan 2K is in here with the 44-month loyalty badge. Take a look at this. Lit Dan 2K is in the building and coming through with the 44-month loyalty badge. It's what we love to see coming through, and certainly just coming through in a way that makes sense. We're not only going to get you the lasers, but we're also going to get you those fireworks as well. Lit Dan 2K, and they didn't go off, but now they're working. Lit Dan 2K is really just plowing through with that tremendous loyalty badge. 44 months of it. We do appreciate that coming through so tremendously. Sam Hauser won. Leslie Benzies is sour and lost. I don't know what that means. We have yet to see Sam Hauser's output on this game. When this game releases and it's a disappointment, I'm going to laugh, okay? Because the writing is on the wall for this to potentially be a disappointment. The cracks are starting to show, certainly. Now, you don't want to hear that. You don't want to see that. That's okay. But when the game comes out and you spent $80 potentially, if not more, well, don't come crawling back to world class with the sunburn because you had your fun in the sun, and now you want to come over here and say, "Oh, Michael, you were right. This game was woke. It's sanitized. It's DEI hires. Did you see, Michael? They took out this feature. Did you see, Michael? They took out that feature." I mean, I can make a video right now, and I can predict what's going to be missing in Grand Theft Auto 6, and then in about 300 days, you can come back to that video, okay? And say, holy fucking shit, this guy was right. And I bet I'm going to be right on a lot of stuff. I could show you what's going to be removed. It's not hard. It's really not hard to figure out. Now, I'm not saying I'm right, because obviously we don't know, but I can make a pretty highly educated guess. And when it really happens, you guys are going to sit there and defend it too. Oh, we didn't use that feature anyway, Michael. These woke libs are going to go, oh, I love GTA 6. I'm glad that they censored that feature because only incels were playing the game that way. You know, that's going to be their take on it. You can just start jotting this stuff down because that's going to be the whole discourse in about 300 or so days from now. It's not really that hard to figure out. These people on the internet are very predictable. Both sides are very predictable. And, I'm not trying to pick a side. We're just going to really assess it when it comes out, May 2026. But right now, it could really just go either way. It's a sad situation. Okay, what was the goal set for? 200 likes. We're at 182 likes. If you guys can keep tapping on the screen, keep hitting the like button, we will be gifting out 5 more memberships here today, and the support is all dried up. I mean, these lasers are taking a massive cool down here. What's going on? I thought you guys were trying to overheat the lasers, because really that is a thing. I mean, the more lasers we put on the screen, well, the battery dies quicker. It's not really a fake thing. It's kind of a real thing. It's got to utilize the GPU more, and you know. Okay, we're not talking about that game. You need to get with the program in here, because I'm about ready to fall asleep with you guys. They want more reading. DEI 6. I said this is GTA 6 by name, but when you play it, if you're an actual fan of GTA, some of you guys might be okay with it, but the vocal minority will have a problem. The silent majority, rather. I mean, the Resident Evil 4 remake, case in point, if you're an old school Resident Evil fan and you grew up with Resident Evil 4, and even if you didn't, like, you can look at both games and say, this one is better than this one. And it's not a nostalgia thing. It's really not, okay? It's about the gameplay. It's about the feel. It's, I mean, it just adds up. And for some reason, they just cannot have that discussion. They cannot handle it. Yeah, the new Saints Row was terrible, but not because it was woke. Every game is woke. I mean, that, we can put that aside if the game is fun. I can skip all the cutscenes, and we don't have to really factor in the characters' feelings or thoughts or their beliefs, really honestly. So, it comes down to the gameplay and the core gameplay loop and the missions and the activities, and there was just nothing fun to do. There was nothing fun to do in the new Saints Row, and they had this brand new map. And it's really disappointing in that regard, not because it's woke, not because they didn't listen to the fans, because, bringing Johnny Gat back was just the most important thing, by the way. That's not really what matters, okay? They could have ran with their story, an all-new cast of characters. That's fine with me. But when you have boring, mundane gameplay loop and nothing to do within the city, this brand new city that they were actually advertising before the game came out and hyping it up to the moon and back, and then you go into the city of whatever it was called, it's not Steelport, but whatever it's called, you go into the city and there's literally nothing to do. And in Saints Row 2, it's like you should have taken a look at Saints Row 2 and you should have really looked at it in a way that made sense. And use that as a blueprint, really. They should have used that as a blueprint, and they should have said, okay, these are the things that the player was able to do. They empowered the player to do fun, stupid, silly shit throughout Steelport. I mean, that's really what it's about, and they just couldn't capture that, and they just didn't understand the assignment. So that's why it failed. It's not because of Johnny Gat, and it's not because of all this other stuff. I mean, those are obviously factors, but it's because it wasn't fun to play, and it was made by people that are, I guess against fun. And that's the problem with a lot of this stuff, is that these people making these games are just, they don't know what fun is. I mean, they wake up every day and they drink their soy latte. They're privileged. And it's a sad situation, but I don't know. You guys obviously don't care. Just like you didn't care about Tony Hawk's Pro and 3 and 4 remake, you guys showed that to the moon and back. Unreal Engine slop. They took out the story mode in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, and there's other things that they changed too. I saw a video. Someone did make a video. Didn't get many views. But they've destroyed that too. It's just a shame how they destroy classics, and they just can't retain what was special about the original title. They can't retain the source material. They have to just muck it up and just take things out. No, we got Bam back, so that's all. Everyone's happy. Bam's in the game. Bam's in the game, and it's just like, okay. Is that really all it takes? You guys, oh, we want Bam in the game. Tony Hawk is pushing for Bam to come back, and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 remake, and he finally comes back, and now everyone's happy. And it's like, yeah, but what about the story mode in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 remake? Why is that not included? That's kind of a major part of the game. Oh, we don't care. That wasn't a big thing anyway. I didn't play it like that. They just continue to make excuses. They continue to just justify these obvious and blatant cash grabs. It's a sad situation. But that's the way these gamers are. I mean, they don't care about quality. They couldn't make a game that anyone would play. I can make a game that I know at least 5 people would play. So I got the lead there. I could make a game right now, and I'm going to reward the player. You're going to play my game. you know, I see gaming as primarily busy work, so you know, you're going to get rewarded for putting work into my game. You know, we're going to emphasize fun, and we're gonna make it so that you know, you get in the game and you have a blast. That's what it's all about. Sleeping Dogs is an internet darling game, and I'm going to create a new website, and we're going to showcase all of the internet darling games, and it's just going to be a sound off for world class. You can go to the website, and I'll have my opinion on all of your favorite internet darling games. All of these games that the internet likes are just not really fantastic. They got terrible taste, and you guys were shilling for Sleeping Dogs, and it's like, well, if the game was so great, why didn't they make a sequel? Clearly it didn't sell that well. And even if it did, well, what happened? There's no sequel. So I don't understand. Sleeping Dogs is massively overrated. It's an internet darling game. It did actually implement a couple of new things here and there, but overall it's just, you know, it's there's a reason why they didn't make a sequel. It gets boring really quick. Fallout New Vegas is another internet darling game. That's a very sensitive one. That's a very strong internet darling game. I don't play internet darling. Baldur's Gate 3 was the most recent internet darling game. You know, no one in real life is playing Baldur's Gate 3. You know, we could ask 150 people on the street right now, have you heard of Baldur's Gate 3? Maybe 2 or 3 people at max. I mean, honestly, and that's just a testament to how these internet darlings don't get outside of that bubble, because that's what it is. It's, you know, they're internet. They pander to the internet. That's the problem with gaming as well, is that these publishers are pandering to the internet crowd, and it's like, why are you pandering to the internet crowd? You need the masses to come back to gaming, right? You need the masses to come back to gaming, and you know, they're not interested in that. They can't capture that mobile market. You know, there's more people playing Clash Royale than any of these console games. I mean, think about it. Everyone has a phone, right? They could just download their favorite game on their phone. That's the most popular video game console when you really think about it. And it's like you literally have AAA titles on your phone. You have Assassin's Creed. You have all the Resident Evil games on your phone now. I mean, it's just crazy. And you can plug your DualShock in, not plug it in, but you can connect your DualShock right here. You can connect your DualShock to your phone, and you can literally play Resident Evil 4 Remake. You can play Resident Evil 3 Remake. You can play Resident Evil 2 Remake. You can play Resident Evil 7. You can play Resident Evil Village. You can play Assassin's Creed Mirage. You can play, you know, just a bunch of other games. I don't know. Yeah, Watch Dogs isn't an internet darling game. It's an underrated. Well, maybe not underrated, but overlooked, I would say. Overlooked franchise. And I'm not saying it didn't have its problems. It obviously did. Okay, since no one is coming through, we're going to be probably wrapping this one up a little bit early here, because I still got 51%, as you can see. And that's too much time. So we might have to just start the game, and that will drop it pretty quickly, because the support is all dried up here, and, you know, we're still live, so... You know, you guys wanted to do that little gimmick with the reading thing, and I thought, well, you know, that's the only time you guys want to come through is when you want to play games with world class. You don't want to listen to the actual topic at hand. You guys want to play games like a bunch of losers in class. I mean, just a bunch of class clowns. Unreal. Cobain says, I'm a certified GTA 6 hater. Yeah, well, stick around, because it's going to get... the discourse surrounding this game is going to be insane. And I will open up the lines for GTA 6. So we will be having discussions about this game as we approach May 2026, when it makes sense. Because I know they're going to shill it. They love spiting world class. So they're going to, even if they don't believe it, they're going to shill it. No one is playing serious games on a phone. Okay, but what's the difference between... I'm not going to argue it. Okay, we got a totally dead chat in here. Where's the communication? Chat is not moving. I can't continue to do the show. Since you guys, aren't coming through anymore and you're not even chatting, then it's time to shut it down. We've already been live for an hour and 33 minutes. The internet loves that horse girl game. I don't know what that is. What is that game? Horse girl game. Oh, Ghost of Yodel? Yeah, Ghost of Yodel. Yeah, yeah. When I said Ghost of Tsushima sucked about 5 or 6 years ago, whenever that was, 5 years ago, they couldn't handle it. They just couldn't handle it. They had meltdowns. I think it's my most disliked video. I could be wrong on that, but it's definitely up there. It's got thousands of dislikes and maybe 1,000 likes, but it's got a lot of dislikes. The PlayStation fans couldn't handle that. Yeah. You can access these games through the cloud, through the phone, through pretty much whatever you got these days. And some people just can't handle that. They want the traditional console stuff. They want the traditional PC gaming master race thing. I don't know. It's not really a big deal to me. Some of you people have no idea what you're talking about. I mean, it's true. They don't know what they're talking about. These guys are fake gamers in here. They have no hours in any of these games, and then they go on the internet and they say, I'm a fake gamer, and it's like, well, let's see your trophy list. Let's see how many hours you put into this game. They can't be bothered to put any hours into these games because they're too busy flapping gums on the internet, so can't do the same thing at once. Spider-Man 2018 was when the Snowy fanboys got the pitchforks out. Yeah, and you probably weren't here for that, so I don't know why you're regurgitating any of that. None of you guys were here for that. And if you were, why didn't you leave a comment? Don't lie and say, "Oh, I was watching in 28." No, we're not buying into that bullshit because you don't. Trophy list. Why does it matter? I don't know. They asked me for my trophy list because that's how they want to, I guess, proclaim that I'm a fake gamer because I don't have any trophies in games because I only play games for 30 minutes because I play games on easy mode or some bullshit. I don't know. It's just a weird thing. Okay, so if I go back to the Spider-Man videos, I'm going to see your comment. Let me guess. You joined 3 years ago. You're full of shit. This guy says he was watching the Spider-Man videos in 2018. His account was made 3 years ago. That's going to get you a timeout. 1 minute timeout. The account was made 3 years ago. The video was made in 2018. Yeah, you were there, by the way. Like, come on. Jeez. Okay. I'm going to start banning low IQs. That's what we're going to do. Because you guys are not listening. I gave you guys the energy today, and then you guys fell off. Where's the support? 5 likes away, and I'll gift out 5 memberships, and then we're going to play the game for a little bit, and then we're going to wrap it up. I think that's what we're going to do. So let's get the ball rolling here. 5 people need to hit the like button so we can get going. GTA 6 Cal Hampton. Oh, Lord. Yeah, that character looks terrible. I mean, did you see that T-shirt of Cal Hampton? He's saying that... Okay, I didn't ask for your personal situation, so that's going to get you a timeout. Just stay quiet. If you can't support the show, I don't want to hear excuses. Just stay quiet. Okay, we finally hit the goal. It is at 200, and I'm going to go ahead and gift out 5 memberships as well. So I gifted out 10 memberships here today, and there it goes. We just gifted out another 5 memberships because no one else is coming through and doing that. So there we go. We got to come through and support our own show. That's how sad this is. Jeez. There we go. We just gifted out another 5 memberships. Right there. And I want to see all these members. I want to see all these members come in here because we have almost 20 new members. I think we have 20 new members in just the past few days. And where are they at? Okay, so once this plays out, we're going to jump into the game here. And then we'll probably wrap it up. So once this finishes here, we're going to start the DualShock 5. And we're going to jump into the game here. Okay, that might be the last one there. So we have 10 brand new members thanks to World Class. If you guys got a membership, you should be thanking World Class for that membership. That's what you need to be doing. And I don't care if you don't want it. If you don't want it, well, we'll ban you. Because I remember that. I remember I gifted out a membership, and you can't choose on YouTube. But the gifted member said, why am I a member of your channel? I don't want to be a member. And I thought, okay, well, we'll permanently ban you. Fucking loser. All right, with that said, we are going to the game now. And we're going to try this out here. Game's going to be in full screen, though. So we need you to start locking in. And locking in a way that makes sense. So here we go, folks. Are you ready? That doesn't look correct. Okay, let's come back over here. That still doesn't look correct here. So let's fix that here. There we go. Straight up Brando is in the building, and he's coming through hard and strong, and that's what we love to see. Look at this right here.
Brando Vibes has just tipped
Straight up
$10 through
Brando
Super
is
Chat. Wait, how many other content creators actually spend money to gift their own viewers with memberships? That includes members-only posts and permissions over non-members.
That's what we're talking about. Straight up Brando is coming through hard and strong, and in a way that makes sense. It's what we love to see. The lasers have been deployed yet again, and they are warmed up. As straight up Brando, longtime viewer, longtime supporter, plowing through the sludge here. And I would say popping the second cherry. Straight up Brando in the building, and certainly just coming through with the $10 super chat. It's what we love to see. Straight up Brando just coming through tremendously here. And in a way that makes sense with a $10 super chat. As we get ready here, we have the DualShock on, and we're going to be switching over here in just a moment. So here we go. Are you guys ready or not? Are you guys ready or not? Well, I don't care if you're ready, because here we go. Are you guys ready? Okay, well, we're not ready, actually. Give me 1 second. We got to switch back. We got to do this. We got to do that. But in a moment or so, we should be ready here. Thought we had it open, but okay, here we go. Here we go, folks. We need you to start locking in here, as I think we are ready this time around. The DualShock is on, and we are certainly ready. Take a look at this. Ladies and gentlemen, Cyberpunk 2077 on the Macintosh. How does it look? Seems to be working. Cyberpunk 2077 running natively on the Macintosh here. We're going to go ahead and test this out. Might be a disaster. Might very well be a disaster here. I could barely see the screen, that I could tell you. So we're going to go ahead and check this out here. Cyberpunk 2077. We have no save file. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Hopefully this works. This might not work. Okay, we're going to go ahead and skip into Phantom Liberty. Hopefully you can hear me. It might be a little too loud.
Konpeki Plaza heist.
Let's see if this runs. This is not running through the cloud. It's running natively,
The beginning of the
locally.
end instead, huh? Both the Emperor and a lowly Haywood Pawn met their...
This is a terrible game, by the way. I mean, I just can't recommend it no matter what platform you're on. It's just so terrible. But we're going to see if this can really handle it here. This is running on the hardware, not through the cloud or anything like that. And it should be on the screen for you guys. If it's not, then maybe come through and support the show. But it should be on the screen here. It should be working. I don't know what frame rate, but... Oh, it's looking a little choppy here.
V?
Oh,
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
it's looking a little choppy
Whoever you
here.
are.
Good. It worked. My name is Somi. Just call me
It's
Songbird.
looking almost unplayable, in my opinion, here. Let's see what's going on. But, you know, we've been out here and... hold on. We might have messed with the settings here. I think we messed with the settings. I was testing it beforehand. Let's see if we can get the right settings on here. There we go. Should be a little bit better. Oh, yeah.
I know
There we
who
go.
you are. Know your situation.
Well, I thought it
your
was going to be better. Here we go.
problem,
Looks a little smoother.
And I can save your life.
Let's try it from this perspective here.
All right, Songbird. Got my full attention.
I mean, it is hot out here. I think the computer could be overheating a little.
Questions, and I'll answer them in due course, shortly. But first, I need you
That's
to get
pretty
to that
choppy.
swollen appendix of Night City called Dogtown.
It's pretty choppy here. I don't know if this is
Fine.
playable here.
No clue what I'm stepping into, but
Yeah, this
No
is
risk,
this is a sad situation.
Thank you. I appreciate this. Truly.
Yeah, this isn't playable. I think it's too hot out here.
Dogtown's main gate. Be there as soon as you can. I'll make contact again down.
this is one elaborate haze.
Yeah, I can't.
We're
Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to play it here. It's just overheated or something. I don't know. It should be a lot smoother than that. I've tested it out a little bit, and it's a lot smoother than that. But right now, it's not working. It's not working as smooth as it was.
Lifeline.
Yeah, it's unplayable. It's because there's too much going on. So we're going to have to just cancel that. We're going to come back over here. But we wanted to give it a shot. It does play on Mac, but under these circumstances, I mean, the computer's probably really hot. It's hot outside. I mean, it's probably just too warmed up. So we tried to make it work. We tried to make it happen, but that was nothing but really a slideshow. I think it's just too hot out here. But we're going to come back, and we're going to look at what you guys are saying here. Where's the screen at? Yeah, it's not working. You know what? It might be the YouTube window. I could probably try and close the YouTube window. It could be that. There's just a lot going on here. It's probably the YouTube window. If I close this, it's going to free up more memory. I think that's the problem. Actually, this whole thing locked up. Yeah, we're probably out of memory, and that game requires, I think, 16 gigabytes of RAM. And with this YouTube thing open, it sucks it up pretty quickly. It sucks it up pretty quickly. Oh, we hold on. We were apparently lagging. Were we lagging? Did it even show on the screen, or what's going on? I got to take a look at this and see what happened. Did you? Oh yeah, it worked for you. Yeah, you guys saw that on the screen, didn't you? Oh, it didn't show on the screen. Did it show on the screen? Let's see. Okay, no, it was working on the screen. Okay, well, I can try it one more time with the YouTube closed. I think that might help it a little bit, actually. I think it might actually be playable. I'm going to go ahead and try it with the YouTube closed. We'll still be live. Nothing's going to change, but we're going to close that right now. Okay. So we're going to close the YouTube. The YouTube just closed, and that should free up some memory. And then we'll really test our theory. If it's overheated or we just ran out of memory. Let's go ahead and see. It should be a little bit snappier, though. So we're going to go ahead and hit play here. And we're going to be jumping back over. Give me 1 second here. Okay. We're going to try this again here and see if that helps any. Because it does work, but it is, I mean, we got the sun out now, so it's going to get really hot out here, that I can tell you. And I can't see the screen at all. I mean, holy shit. Bro, I can't see the screen at all. But we're going to try it again here. We're going to see if this works. Okay. No, we don't want to do that. Okay, we're going to try this again here and see if this works. Looking a little choppy. I don't know. Might be a lost cause. Looking a little choppy in that character creation screen. I think it's overheated. I'm overheated. Yeah, it's really hot. It's really hot.
Mark the beginning of the
I don't know how this is even on. Okay, we're going to try this again. Press circle to continue here. Cyberpunk 2077 on the Macintosh. Can it work this time around with Google, with YouTube closed? Okay, another loading screen here. And right after this, we should be able to tell what's going on. We put it on for this max settings, so it should be the best settings. You would think. Okay, is this going to be choppy or not? Looking a little choppy here still. Yeah, I think it's just overheated. Yeah, it's not playable.
Loud and clear, whoever you are.
Yeah, it's not playable.
Good. It worked.
Can you imagine playing this game unironically? Like, it's so boring, bro.
I know who you are. Know your situation.
I mean, it's playable, but it's low frame rate.
And I can see you.
Okay, yeah. It's not.
Bloodshed and carnage.
Turn that off. Well, we tried. I mean, you know, it does work. It does work pretty well, actually. But right now, it's not working. I mean, I'm sweating out here, so it's probably just too overheated. Unless there's something else we can. Well, we don't have game mode turned on. We could try it again. We could try it again because I don't have game mode turned on. But I think it's just overheated up. We're just gonna leave it at that. I think that's the conclusion on that. I think it's just overheated, so we're going to come back over here. We're going to see what you guys are saying, and then probably to wrap this up, we'll go through the top XP leaderboard here today. We've been live for about 2 hours. We're going to go for 2 hours, so about 8 more minutes or so, and then we will be wrapping this up. We tried to play the game. It does work, though, but just not right now. And we'll see how the cookie ultimately crumbles here. So we're going to be wrapping this up just in a few minutes. Man, we hit both like goals here today, and we got 10 brand new members. If you are a brand new member, that is why. We're not on the No, it plays. I played it. It works. No, it works. I mean, you can't turn it on super high settings, but that's how it's going to be. It's just it's a Mac. It's not an NVIDIA. So no, you can do it. It's just overheated out here, guys. We're outside. It's hot as hell out. Um, so we're going to be wrapping it up here shortly, but. If you are a new member, that is why we gifted out 10 memberships here today. As we approach the 2-hour mark, we're doing a 2-hour stream here today. And we're going to turn the PlayStation 5 controller off. The chat is totally dead. We cannot do a broadcast when you guys can't chat. That's awkward. Sorry. So if you guys can't figure it out, then we're going to be wrapping it up here. Well, let's close that too, because that sucks up resources. You got to play it at 1080p. You guys pretend to be experts. Dude, I literally played it on this machine earlier. It's because it's overheat. It's because it's hot. I've been streaming. You don't understand. It works, and it's playable. I mean, it's not. I'm not gonna discuss it. It works, but it doesn't work in this circumstance. Let's just put it that way. The setting we put it on the recommended settings. You're not listening. It's just overheated. That's all it is. Turn game mode on. No, it's overheated. I can tell you, it's overheated. I can feel it. It's really actually warm. We're not gonna try it. It's not gonna work. It's hot out here, guys. It's like 90 degrees out here. Okay, I'm done with you guys backseating and telling me how I literally put it on what CD Projekt Red said to put it on. Okay, it's not working because it's overheated. You're not understand. You're literally not listening. You would have to bring it inside and then let it cool down and then try it again, and then it would probably work. If you hate the game, then it doesn't matter anyway. Well, it does matter because I was just going to show you that it just came out on the Macintosh, so that's what we were going to show you to see what you guys thought of it, but we can't do that. But it does work. And it was free. I didn't need to buy it again, so that's cool. It was free. The Mac is garbage. I disagree. I mean, for gaming, yeah, you want to go PC for gaming, but for everything else, I don't recommend PC. And I will argue that. So if you guys want to come in here and argue that, that's fine with me. If you're gaming, get a PC, of course, but outside of that, I don't. So then it turns into a debate. But I'm not going to debate you on that. I mean, obviously, get a PC for gaming. You don't want to get a Mac for gaming. I mean, there's more games on Mac now than ever, but, and slowly but surely they'll eventually get there in the next 5 or 10 years, I guess. But I have no idea what you're talking about. When you guys come in here and just make statements, make sure you kind of break it down so that we can easily understand it, because some of you guys just make things that, you say things that don't make any sense. Yeah, if we threw a block of ice on here, I mean, it would cool it down, but. Alrighty, folks, we are going to be wrapping this one up here. GTA 6 frames per second on PS5 Pro, yikes, yeah. And we're going to go ahead and jump back into that one final time. And that was the main focus of today, is this right here. That GTA 6 could very well be running at 60 frames per second on the PlayStation 5 Pro. And that means it is exclusive to the PlayStation 5 Pro for 60 frames per second if this does turn out to be true. Now, again, we did play devil's advocate today, and we said, well, how many games did Rockstar release initially that ran at 60 frames? And the list is it's not big at all. It was Rockstar's Table Tennis, and there could be some other ones that the AI doesn't know. But for the most part, all of the GTA games were running at 30 frames per second at launch. Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2 are running at 30 frames per second at launch, and some of them still have that, So Rockstar doesn't do 60 frames per second at launch, and this would be a different ball game. But, we're in a different era now, so It certainly is a possibility, I guess. But I don't think it's a necessity, and I don't think that really makes much sense, because when you really think about it, more people are going to be, and I want you to understand that, when I want you to listen, when you really think about it, more people are going to be playing Grand Theft Auto 6 on the base PS5. Wouldn't you think that Rockstar would want that version to actually be better than the PlayStation 5 Pro version? And I don't mean better as in it looks better and performs better, but it's got to work, and it has to, so, sure, they could throw some extra bells and whistles on the PS5 Pro version, but a 60 frames jump, 30 more frames? Yeah, I don't know. It sounds a little far-fetched right now, and I understand the upscaling technology, can allow for this, but what was that one game that wasn't even at 60? There was a brand new game that released. It's not Death Stranding 2, because that's obviously at 60, but there was a brand new game that came out not too long ago, and it wasn't even at 60 frames on PS5 Pro. So if those games can't do it, then obviously Rockstar's different, and they have the talent and the resources and stuff like that. But yeah, I think this is a little far-fetched to expect 60 frames. And it's funny because just a few, I don't know how long ago, but we heard that, Digital Foundry said it wasn't likely, right? I'm pretty sure that they said that 60 frames per second wasn't likely on the PlayStation 5 Pro. So now we're hearing the opposite here from the Seeds guy. And some people are saying this guy's full of crap. I don't know what's going on. But, yeah, I think it's a possibility, but I think that sounds a little, it just doesn't make sense. Because you're going to have, Rockstar's going to actually piss people off here, unless it's a mandate from Sony or something. Rockstar's going to piss people off. Like, Xbox players are going to be pissed off. Like, if you have an Xbox and that's all you have, Series X or something like that, and you get GTA 6 for that, and, you're not going to get, presumably, 60 frames on that. So, it's just, if you really lock it down to the PlayStation 5 Pro, like, you're going to have a lot of people that are not happy about that decision. So I think that's actually a controversial decision. I don't think that this, I think maybe it could hit 60, but I don't think it's going to be consistently at 60 frames. I think that's ridiculous. I think it can be unlocked from 30 to 60 frame rate, but I don't think it's going to hit 60 consistently. I think that's crazy. And not only that, but it just sounds like, it just doesn't really, I don't know, just doesn't make too much sense. Alrighty, folks, we have officially hit the 2-hour mark. We are going to wrap it up here, but before we do, let's go through the top XP leaderboard. We got the 111 coming through. He's number 1. Just coming through strongly at the beginning of the broadcast with 1,650 XP. We got It's Me, number 2, coming through with 900 XP. We got David in here, David 114, with 875 XP. Jack Bitten, number 4. Jack Bitten coming through with 77.5 XP. And last but certainly not least, the guy that popped the cherry, Mike Bobo Stinks, in the building and coming through with 575 XP. And those are the top 5 on the XP leaderboard. So with that said, we are going to wrap it up here. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, tagging along, and supporting the show. And with that said, we will see you later. It's over.